Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Svahn and I am the Luminaria chair for today's event. The Luminaria ceremony is an opportunity for us all to come together and remember why we're here virtually at the American Cancer Society Relay for Life of Diablo Valley. It's a time for us to grieve for those we've lost to cancer. It's a time for us to reflect on how this disease has touched each of us personally. It's a time for us to look inside ourselves with quiet reflection. But most importantly, it's a time for us to find hope, especially in these trying moments. I would like to begin the ceremony with one of my favorite Emily Dickinson poems, We Grow Accustomed to the Dark. We grow accustomed to the dark when light is put away, as when the neighbor holds the lamp to witness her goodbye. A moment we uncertain step for newness of the night, then fit our vision to the dark and meet the road erect. And so of larger darknesses, those evenings of the brain, when not a moon disclose a sign or star come out within. The bravest grope a little, and sometimes hit a tree directly in the forehead, but as they learn to see, either the darkness alters, or something in the sight adjusts itself to midnight, and life steps almost straight. Next, we will hear from an inspiring survivor, Sherry Palladino. We are all so grateful that she is willing to share her story with us today.
Hi, my name is Sherry Palladino, and I'm grateful to share with you today my journey through my diagnosis of breast cancer. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Svahn, an amazing oncologist, along with Diablo Valley Oncology, an amazing organization, and Relay for Life for all the volunteers and participants. I also would like to share my thanks to Sarah Svahn for allowing me to share my story. My story begins in Lucca, Italy with my 2-year-old daughter and my relatives. I've always wanted to live the Italian dream, living in the same province that my grandparents grew up in, making authentic pasta, immersing myself in my family's rich culture and history, enjoying my days being a mother to my daughter Julia, and of course eating gelato. Even while living the Italian dream and maintaining a relatively healthy lifestyle, I was proactive about doing monthly breast exams. My GP made sure that I was active in these because of my family history with breast cancer. At the age of 38, I thought cancer wasn't going to be a part of my story. But in January 2002, during a self-exam, I felt one lump, then another, and then began to panic. I waited a day to check again, thinking that they would go away. They didn't go away, and at that point I was filled with all the emotions you would probably expect: fear, confusion, and nervousness. My life was about to change without any warning, and I had no idea what to expect. After multiple visits to multiple doctors and all kinds of scans, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in February 2002. I was in remission for less than 6 months when a scan found 3 spots in my liver, and I was diagnosed again with metastasized breast cancer in 2003. Over the course of the year, I did 18 rounds of chemo and was cancer-free by 2004. During my second diagnosis, Julia and I moved to California to be closer to my family. After 5 years, I was diagnosed with breast cancer for the 3rd time in 2009. This diagnosis was my most invasive and caused a lot of changes in my life. I had to take time off of work and spent many days under the cares of doctors and family members during my chemotherapy and after my reconstructive surgeries. What got me through it was the support and reassurance from those around me. During this diagnosis is when I met Dr. Svahn and her team at DVO, whom I've now known for the past 11 years. This is why when I was diagnosed for the 4th time in 2018, I wasn't as nervous and scared as the first time because I knew I was in good hands. In under 10 years, through the work of fundraisers like Relay for Life and the generous donations people make, I've seen tremendous growth that medicine has had over the course of my journey. In 2009, my treatment consisted of chemotherapy through a port, and now I'm able to receive treatment through a daily pill and a monthly shot. It has eased my mind knowing current treatment isn't as invasive and draining. I'm still fully energized, and I'm able to live my daily normal life, work full-time, and have a strong appetite. And best of all, I get to keep my hair. My story wouldn't be the same without the people that have supported me. My families and doctors have been my rocks through each diagnosis. The future can sometimes feel uncertain when you have cancer. You never know what each visit will bring. Having a strong support system brought me hope that no matter what would happen, I wouldn't do it alone. Prior to meeting Dr. Svahn, I would have to wait days and sometimes weeks to hear what my progress was, which made me more even nervous. I am so thankful for everyone at DVO for being more than just doctors and medical assistants. They have become a second family to me and consistently communicating with me about my personal life as well as my diagnosis. My family was very supportive and helpful, especially my daughter Julia. Being a single mother, our bond is very close, and throughout my journey, our relationship never wavered. She has always been strong for me and made me feel like I didn't have cancer. Julia, along with the rest of my family, have made me feel strong and beautiful, even when I couldn't see it myself. After beating cancer 3 times, it has shown me that I have the strength and courage to take on any challenge life throws at me. Cancer may have started this fight, but I will finish it. The continued support from not only my family and doctors, but the entire Relay for Life community is what gives everyone affected by cancer hope. This hope lets my family and me believe in better tomorrow, but gets us through today. So again, thank you all for being part of my story.
Thank you so much, Sherry. Stories like yours inspire us all. We will now hear from Sharon, one of our event leads, with a poem entitled Survivors All.
Hidden deep in our bodies, no symptoms to show, a disease is growing ever so slow. It targets the young, the strong, and the bold, the weak, the feeble, the rich, and the old. No race is immune, no religion exempt. Men and women alike will feel its contempt. An untreated cough, a lump undetected, will multiply its legions in silence protected by ignorance, idleness, denial, and fear. Cancer mutates and spreads with a pain so severe. Malignant attaching, wreaking havoc upsurges, battling back with radiation while chemo emerges. The scalpels of hope form scars to see where organs and breast and hair used to be. The drips, the tubes, the needles and pills are some of the weapons combating our ills. Morphine is there to ease the pain while no sense of consciousness within remains. Death is victory, for now we are free from pain and suffering too intolerable to bear. While loved ones mourn us and pray for our soul, God welcomes us home to his love and his care. Hope never fades. Nothing can break us. We'll die before we let cancer take us. We'll spit in his eye. We'll get up when we're down. We'll go the distance for another round. By the grace of God, we'll all stand tall, hand in hand together, survivors all.
Thank you for that beautiful poem, Sharon. We will now hear a couple of songs from Dawn.
So the reason I got started doing the Luminaria was because of this song. This is a song that I wrote for my father when he passed away in 2008 from cancer. It's dedicated to him, but it's also dedicated to anybody who's ever lost anyone. And unfortunately, I think there are a few of those here. This is called 1,000 Winds. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond like blitz on the snow. I am the fresh morning sunlight on ripening grain in the gentle rain. waking in a startled rush, when you sleep in a child's quiet hush, whenever you're thinking of me, just remember that I'm still alive. Whenever you're looking at seagulls fly, whenever you're hearing a song that I like, whatever you're doing that pleases you, that's where I'll be. Try and listen. When you're waking in a startled rush, when you sleep in a child's quiet hush, whenever you're thinking of me, just remember that I'm still alive. I am the thousand winds that blow, I am the diamond light when summer snow, I am the fresh morning sunlight on ripening rain, in the gentle rain. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dawn, for that wonderful performance. We are so lucky to have your music here with us today. Next, a tribute to Michelle Hill.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Henrika Nijs, mother of Misha Hill. Needless to say, I am, besides very sad of losing her to this terrible illness, also very proud of all the good things she did for society, including a lot for cancer research. Misha was a member of the Cal Lily team and did the 129 miles walk across the bay. When my sister Puck and dear friend Nani were diagnosed with cancer, she made sure to make the beautiful bags with their name and picture on it for the Luminaria here in Clayton. When Misha was a little girl, she was already a very determined child, and in later life became more determined to lead a life of service, which she did. As a mother, to lose a child, for whatever reason, is very hard. To lose her in just a few weeks after diagnosing cancer was just horrible. Let's all work together to help the medical team find a cure. Give freely so they have the source to work on it. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Daniel Hill. As you're all aware, the Diablo Valley Relay for Life this year is dedicated to my mom, Michelle Hill. My mother was a woman of service from as early as I can remember, doing things like taking part in the site council for my middle school, to countless other jobs at our high school, from running the Every 15 Minutes program for many, many years, to being the champion of the Clayton Valley men's lacrosse team, to transitioning to basically being the driving force behind the Clayton Valley Athletic Boosters Club, doing crab feeds and other fundraisers to allow young kids to be able to participate in sports and carry on their dreams and their wishes. She also loved to fight for cancer research, whether it was doing on walks herself or helping run the Clayton Relay for Life. She started that in memory of one of her friends, but that transformed into her basically running the Relay for Life in Clayton alongside her two friends, Pat and Nancy. She dragged me along with all those things, but I was inspired to be a person of service myself because of her. Unfortunately, cancer touched really close to home, with us being personally touched and losing my mom. What we thought was a simple respiratory issue transformed itself into a lung cancer diagnosis. And as we're sitting there gearing up for what we know is going to be a hard battle with cancer, just 25 days later, we lost my mom. Her memory lives on in events like these, in the hearts of us, her friends, her family, anyone who her wonderful years of service touched. My mom was a very unique and wonderful woman, and I feel honored that I was able to grow up in her footsteps. Please continue to participate in the Relay for Life. Help us defeat cancer, help us eradicate it, help us make sure that no family has to go through the pain and suffering of losing someone. And continue to walk in honor of those you love that have been touched by cancer or that you've lost to cancer. And thank you very much in honor of my mom, Michelle Hill.
Hi there, my name is Sean Hill. I'm Michelle's youngest son. While I'm devastated by the loss of my mother, I'm so happy to see the love and support her community has given me and my family. My mother loved giving her time and support to causes she really believed in, and I know that she would be beyond happy at this dedication. I'm glad for the research funding that is being raised here and hopeful for the potential of a cure to this terrible disease. This experience has opened my eyes to how little early detection there is for cancer, and I find that so frustrating. My hope is that in addition to new forms of treatment coming from this fundraising, that we can find new forms of early detection so other families don't have to go through the pain of loss that mine is currently going through. I'm so thankful for all of you guys' time, and thank you so much for continuing to support Relay for Life.
Hi, my name is Matt Hill. I'm speaking here today in honor of my wife, Michelle Hill. We lost Michelle last February to the very disease that she fought so hard to eradicate. She spent countless hours, days, and years fundraising for the Clayton Valley Relay for Life. She always led a life of service, but these cancer walks were close to her heart. I want to thank Diablo Valley Relay for Life as they dedicate this year's walk to our beloved Michelle. I also want to thank her partners, Pat Middendorf and Nancy Salmon, for their tireless efforts in raising money for the Clayton Relay for Life events. This disease has taken a lot from my family, my mother, my brother, and now my life partner and soulmate. I hope to see an end to this carnage in my lifetime, so we have to carry on the fight in the names of the ones we've lost. Michelle was not the type to stand in the spotlight or have an event dedicated to her. She got her satisfaction from a job well done. So we'll go forward, carry on, and as she would say, let's get on with it. Thank you on behalf of Naomi Michelle Nyes Hill, born 12/7/1961, died 2/18/2020.
You being here today provides hope. You raising money provides hope. Your courage to envision a day without cancer provides hope. Light is the representation of hope. In our Luminaria, the light represents the life behind the name, the person who changed our lives and the person who continues to guide us each day. We each have our own reason to relay, many of which are on the Luminaria bags in your homes and in our slideshow. Each one represents a treasured relationship. They are people, each with a name and a story to tell. They are our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, our sons, our daughters, our friends, and our loved ones. We love these people, we remember them, we celebrate them, and we fight back against this disease for them. Their names, faces, and stories are personal to each and every one of us. And our memories of their presence and love will be carried with us forever. Although we cannot be together physically to share the Luminaria ceremony in the way that we usually would, our virtual Luminaria still represent our shared vision for a cancer-free future. At this time, we would normally all light glow sticks in honor of the people we are relaying for. Today, I ask everyone present to send a text, call, or write down a message for that person in lieu of lighting a glow stick. Let us crack this shared glow stick together. Tonight, as we stand virtually as one, we are reminded of the commonality amongst us all. We are reminded of our loved ones lost to cancer, those battling it still, and those who have fought and defeated this disease. Our virtual Luminaria represent our grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, parents, siblings, and loved ones. We will now conclude the ceremony with a beautiful slideshow of all of your Luminaria. As you watch in silence, please read each name.